What is going on, guys? Welcome back to TGM Guitars. So before we get started, I just want to say press that subscribe button, like, and click the bell icon to get notified. It'd be good to get some more subscribers on this channel. Thought I'd get all the shill stuff out of the way because the analytics show me that not everyone watches till the end of the video. So me just putting the end card on and saying at the end of the video apparently isn't enough. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to do that. I greatly appreciate it, and it just kind of gives me the motivation to do more videos. But anyway, on to the topic of the video. Now today sounds a bit different from what I've done previously. I've previously kind of highlighted one concept, one piece of gear, or in some cases one topic that I discuss. Now today's a little bit different. I've got pretty much all of my drive based pedals out that I've acquired over the year. These are cheap, like Behringers. I've even got some DIY pedals that I've made recently over the Christmas period, and the whole reason for this is because I got myself a new amp as well. Don't know if it's completely obvious by the slight change of background, but it's this thing over here. So this is a Vox AC30 C2, one of the newer Chinese bold PCBs, based amps, however you want to describe them. I know a lot of people hate on them, but ultimately, if you can't afford to buy hand wired and you just want to diversify your tones a bit, then I think it's a pretty good way to get a taste for those amps. Now, I will do a whole video on that, so I'm not going to go too far into it, but basically my pedalboard needs to change up. I hope to use this amp live whenever that starts again, or whenever COVID allows us to start gigging again, and for that I need some slightly different sounds. Now I noticed when plugging my main pedal board in that it didn't sound exactly the same as when I was running it through my Marshall, which is to be expected, and because of that I'm going to change it up a little bit. And why not just go through all my pedals and see which ones work with this amplifier? Because for one, I turned on my Big Muff and wasn't too blown away by the sound. So what I'm going to do is just go through. I've got a large selection of pedals, ranging from some cheap Joyo Fuzz. I've got a TC electronic dark matter distortion, and my hope is to try and find the key kind of gain sounds that I want and that most people will need when they're gigging. That being sort of a crunch, a kind of medium gain rock sound, and then some higher gain distortion stuff, or just a couple of stacked overdrives, and also a fuzz sound, because I do like to have a fuzz on my board. So we'll see what happens. Now I'm going to go through all these. I'll talk a bit about the pedals as I go through them, but I'd sit back, get yourself a drink if you're planning on watching the whole video, because I think it's going to be a long one. Let's jump on to the first pedal. Okay, so let me just quickly talk through the setup. So I have my 2016 Gibson Les Paul Studio Tribute 50s. Always a mouthful when I say that all the way through. But anyway, this is my main guitar, what I use most of the time. So it's probably best to use that as the benchmark. I know it'll sound different through single coils and whatnot, but yeah, we'll see how it sounds like through this. So I have got what I will call maybe the feature pedal, will be this one down here. Hopefully the quality is all right on the second screen. I've just got my phone mounted up to like a microphone stand. So this will be the feature pedal. It's all running through my looper, but I won't talk too much about that. Obviously I will also listen to the Tubescreamer, the Big Muff. And what I've got over here is my Radial Big Shot ABY. And the reason I've got that is because I've got both channels of the Vox, the top boost and the normal, because I've heard quite a lot about them sounding different. So we're going to just go through and see what sort of tones we can get. Also, before I forget, the Vox itself is running out of the external speaker output straight into the 2 Notes Torpedo Captor X, where I've got the Vox style amp cabinet selected. And yeah, this is what my clean tone sounds like. Well, I say clean, it's edge of breakup, but that's how I have my amp set. So before people start commenting going, oh, clean. That's my bass tone. Let's use that. Bass tone's a better word. So this pedal here, this is the Hotcake with Bluesberry mod. I think that's what it's called. It's a kit from JedsPeds. Quite a good kit. I'll leave a link to his website down in the description. And it's basically a Crowther Hotcake with the Bluesberry mod. Now I've got it on the Bluesberry mod setting, and I already know this one sounds pretty good. Seems like a good place to start. So yeah, this is what this pedal sounds like. Okay, so I do like the gain sound on that one. That's probably sort of how I'd use it actually. Let's try a slightly lower gain. I'm going to try not to talk too much during these. I'll just throw a few settings and you can pretty much watch what I'm doing. Okay, let's see what it sounds like on the normal channel with the Vox. I like that actually, it's nice and what I'm going to do is get rid of some of that reverb. It's a bit too much reverb. Yeah, okay, so let's jump on to the next pedal, shall we? I'll tell you what I will do, seeing as we are at this point, is let's just have a look at the Tubescreamer, shall we? So this is a Tubescreamer Mini from Ibanez. I usually have my Tubescreamer set up as a bit of a boost, at least that's how I use it on the Marshall, so we'll see what it sounds like. So yeah, it could be quite a good rhythm tone actually. Let's boost that level a little bit more. Yeah, it just gives it a little bit more bite, doesn't it? And brings out, I quite like the fact that it brings out the character of the amp a bit more. So let's... Yep, I mean, That's definitely a usable pedal. Do quite like it. I've always liked the Tubescreamer thing. Let's just chuck that back onto top boost channel. Right, so let's give the Big Muff a go whilst it's get through these pedals that are on the board. So this is the Little Big Muff by Electro Harmonix down here. And apparently a chorus as well. Okay, so this is what I mean about that. I'm not too sure on it. I mean, yeah, on my Marshall, I run it through a completely clean channel and mainly use the Big Muff less as an enhancer to enhance the amp's tone and more of a kind of bring it straight into a fuzz territory. So yeah, let's try it in the normal channel. Now that. I can get behind that. That's definitely more like it. Give it a bit of wah, shall we? Sorry, I got to stand up to turn it on. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something I can use. Oh, for God's sake, trying to get to that button on the front of the pedal. Right, anyway, yeah, I like that. Let's swap the Hotcake out for something else, shall we? Okay, so back with the pedal. So I took a bit of a while to sort that one out, mainly because I decided, in my wisdom, to make this one with top mounted jacks. But anyway, this is the Super Klone 2019 edition from JedsPeds again. So another DIY job, got it for Christmas. Ignore all of these, ignore what it says on here, because I thought I'd labelled them up correctly, and yeah, apparently I hadn't, because you can't tell me that this is a volume. Pretty sure this is actually the volume. So anyway, ignore that. I think it's gain, tone, volume. So got a few switches here, thick and fat switch. That's what it said they were. Don't know what the difference is. And also a clipping. It's got 2 sets of germanium diodes in it. And yeah, let's see what this one sounds like. So this is everything at 12 o'clock. Again, reference. Okay. I mean, it's probably not how people would traditionally use a Klone, but yeah, gain all the way off. People typically use this for a bit of a fattener, so. See, I do like that. That switch does something, not sure what, but. Try it in the other channel of the Vox. Yeah, see, that wouldn't work in that channel because it's adding a bit of fatness to that treble boost. Treble boost channel, just dropping my pick. God, this is going to be such a professional video. But yeah, no, I like that. I like the fact that it can sweep all the way up to... all the way up to sort of that medium gainy sound. I mean, you can go... I do apologise for all the hum going on. That's why I do have the silencer, but that's currently not patched into it. So yeah, no, I like that. That could definitely be a contender. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so we now have what used to be my #1 drive pedal. Back when I first started gigging, I used to use it with my Behringer, so it'll be interesting to see how it interfaces with this Vox, because the Vox has got that sort of vintagey sound to it. So yeah, let's see what this thing does. It's on the blues mode, so volume straight. I used to use this as a bit of a boost, so let's see. Doesn't seem like the tone control's doing much, does it? Tone's very interactive with that volume actually, isn't it? With the drive all the way up. See what it sounds like in the normal channel. Definitely like that one better in the normal channel. So far, that's quite interesting, because so far the Big Muff and the Bluesbreaker have, to me, I've liked them better in normal channel. It's got a fatness that kind of goes with that tone better, so yeah, I do like that one. I completely forgot, I should do a sweep over at some point of the controls on the Vox, so I'll do that. Right, on to the next pedal, I guess. Okay, so next up we have another homemade concoction by myself. So this is it's meant to be a copy of an EP booster by Exotic, with a couple of switches that apparently add fatness, but I don't know, it's never sounded like it works properly to me, and that's probably my own fault. It is using strip board, so it is a real horror. Open it up and it's a mess, so this might not work properly, but let's give it. You can see that knob's not even turning straight, so I must have broken something. Yeah, it adds a little bit of something, doesn't it? Bit of fatness it adds. So you can't see what I'm doing off camera. I'm using my Harley Benton switcher to kind of kick that pedal in and out. I'll have text flashing up on screen when it's on, when it's off. It definitely does something when it's all the way up. Let's try it on the normal channel. Definitely not a pedal for the normal channel, is it? Almost seems to me like that being almost an always on kind of adds a bit of flavour, but there's definitely something wrong with that pedal. So maybe it won't make it onto my board, but anyway, let's move on. Okay, so next contender we have the TC Electronic Dark Matter Distortion. I've never really got on with this pedal, if I'm perfectly honest. The only way I managed to make it sound like I wanted was pushing it with the Tubescreamer into the front end. But it's meant to be a Marshall sound in a box, apparently, from what I've heard. It's meant to have that sort of gain structure. Let's see what it sounds like. I'll just leave the settings as they are. It's got a bit of a fuzzy character that I don't like. I always found that I had to put the treble up, so I need to stop playing mid sort of when I'm talking, don't I? Try it on the other channel. I'm not liking this with this combination. See, that is another one. It sounds better in there, doesn't it? So another one that sounds better in the second channel, well, the normal channel rather than the top boost. Now, I just want to say, before I go any further, because I have almost hated on this pedal a little bit there, but this isn't me hating on pedals, me really going into what they sound like through multiple amplifiers. You've got to bear in mind that every pedal sounds different. I mean, you're seeing here, I'm going into two different channels of exactly the same amplifier. We all know the top boost is a little bit brighter on a Vox, and they sound completely different. Some of them sound better in one, some of them sound better in the other. But I don't know, I think it's distortion. I think I've just never got on with distortion pedals. I'm more of an overdrive kind of player. But anyway, this is getting to be a very long video, and I'm going to jump into the next pedal. Okay, so apparently I've managed to do half an hour of rambling on and talking about these pedals, and my camera decided to stop recording because it was the maximum recording time. But anyway, speaking of distortions, we're now going on to a pedal which I only actually acquired because I needed to make up the money for free delivery on Gear for Music, and ended up with this. This is the Behringer Ultra Distortion. It's a 15 quid pedal, and I actually used it for a little bit, so let's have a listen. Just saying, we're actually in the normal channel right now. So that's my bass sound. See, Ultra 1 setting is a lot bassier. I actually like that better than the CC Electronic. Is that bad? Let's get into that treble boost. This is... that pedal, I think distortions in general are definitely a normal channel deal. So let's not go any further with that. I think that's definitely a good pedal in a normal channel, and that's how I'd probably use that one. So yeah, let's move on to something else. Okay, so in the realm of affordable pedals still, here we have the Joyo Voodoo Octave. It's an Octave fuzz pedal. And I've had to kick the electro-harmonic silencer on, so there's a bit of gating going on, and that's simply because of this, which you could deal with at a gig, but probably not through headphones. So yeah, that sounds like that. Sounds better with a mid-cut on, doesn't it? Let's tune up. Okay, it's usable. Be interesting to find out what kind of fuzz this is, what it's actually based on, but let's chuck that octave on. See, it's just got, it's very boomy without, or you turn that mid cut off and it sounds horrible in my opinion, but without that octave up. It's definitely usable with the octave up. It's not an effect I use. Let's just quickly try it in the normal channel. You know what, I think I've come to the conclusion already. Fuzzes through the normal, distortions through the normal, overdrives through that top boost. That is sounding fairly similar to this with a little bit less fizz. Let's try the normal. Let's not try the normal. God, my playing's awful for today, sorry about that, but okay, so yeah, I think with that one, it's probably more usable with the octave up, which is not something I'd use live, so probably not a contender. But anyway, let's jump to the next pedal, shall we? Okay, so now we have a pedal which I've actually talked about and used before on this channel, and that is the Donna Boost Killer, little budget boost pedal, and yeah, let's see what it sounds like. This is just with everything straight up. See, that's my core tone. That's my core tone. With that in, it's not really doing much that low, so let's get that volume up, actually use it as a boost. I've had problems with noise on this one before, but it's not too bad. Now, that's actually, I think that's when this pedal comes alive. With the volume all the way up, yeah. In the normal channel. Cleans up quite well, doesn't it? And that gives me an idea. I almost promised I wouldn't do this, and I'm not going to do it on a Vox video because there are plenty of Vox videos out there, but this is about the pedals, it's not just about the amp. Let's do it. Yes, I know, another video of somebody playing a Brian May guitar through a Vox, but anyway. Let's try taking it off from you. Definitely not the right sound for that. Yeah, that's not the right sound for that pedal. Not sure that's a pedal that's... That definitely works a lot better on the top boost channel. And with that, I'm going to put this away and yeah, stop pretending I'm Brian May, because that is not actually a treble booster, it's just a boost pedal. Now onto the last pedal, which seems a bit pointless. Okay, so back over to Les Paul, and nothing says pointless like putting a pedal that's meant to emulate an amp into the amp is meant to emulate. So it's not a sound I'd use. It's not as bad as I thought it'd be though. Let's try it into the normal channel. Yeah. I think that says it all. That's a good way to end that, isn't it? Yeah. Now I've just got to make the difficult decision of which ones I'm actually going to use. Okay, so I've been sitting there for about 5 minutes talking to a microphone that isn't switched on. Anyway, I hope that was a bit of fun. My whole idea for this video was to take you through my process and how I was going to decide and take you along for the journey. Now, this shouldn't be used as a demo video as such, and what certain pedals sound like and if they're any good, because again, you might not be using the same amp. If you are, then hopefully it's giving you a few ideas of what pedals to kind of look at, what you liked. But don't take this as the gospel of, oh, that pedal's rubbish or that pedal's really good, because ultimately your settings, your tone is going to be completely different from what I'm going for. So I think the takeaways I've got from this, I've got a few things to think about, especially with regards to that Tubescreamer, because it's got stiff competition at the moment from that Klone that I built. And I don't know, I've got to decide whether I want that, or whether I'd use that Klone as, I suppose, that medium crunch, a little bit extra on top, whether it'd be an always on, or whether it'd be pushing towards the higher gain, because it does them all so well. And the Tubescreamer only really does the push to crunch thing. Especially, well, I'll say it only really does that. That's how I'd use it. That's what I prefer to use it for. So they are the two that are kind of fighting against each other at the moment. Now, one thing's for sure is that Hotcake is going on the board. I've been using that a lot off camera through this amp and it sounds brilliant. Absolutely love it. As far as the fuzz goes, I think I'm going to actually have to buy some more fuzzes and do some experimentation. Big Muff is great through the Marshall. Didn't sound too bad. I actually quite liked it through the normal channel. But whether or not Big Muff is the pedal for me and this amp, I don't know. Maybe I just leave that for my Marshall side. But between the two fuzzes, it's the better of the two, in my opinion. Obviously, this is all completely my opinion and what I like. So Big Muff stays for now. We're going to have the Hotcake on there, the Tubescreamer or the Klone, I should say. They are the two that are really kind of, I don't know at the moment. So I think that will cover my main sounds, the fuzz, the medium gain. Well, I suppose high gain. It's whether or not I use the Klone for that instead, or whether I use something like the Bluesbreaker in conjunction with another pedal. This is what I'm thinking, maybe some stacked sounds, and it's giving me a lot to think about. And hopefully this is also highlighted that maybe if you've got multiple pedals, you should sit there and you should go through them, see what sounds good, see what is right for that moment, because pedals that have been my go-to pedals, I mean, some of those have been sitting in a drawer for ages. I've not played through them. I've not used them simply because I had my setup. I had my solid setup for the DSL 100, and ultimately they got cast aside because these are what sounded better for it. And with a change of amp comes sort of a change of feel, change of tone. And that's kind of what I'm going for at the moment. A mid-amp crisis, maybe. I don't know. Is that even a thing? Sorry, I'm trying to be funny, and that's just stupid, isn't it? But anyway, I've got a lot to think about, and I'm not going to 100% go through what the choice is. I will be doing a video at some point rebuilding this pedalboard, probably in the near future. I do need to get some better power supplies. At the moment, I'm running cheapo Chinese Amazon specials. I do want to get that upgraded, and hopefully I'll get a delay on this board. I've been missing one since my cheap dollar delay expired. But yeah, I hope this has been of some entertainment, some use. I know it's a bit long, but you know, I'll put little links in to go to certain pedals so you can have a go. And I do realise the irony of, sorry, I'm hitting the microphone. I do realise the irony of me wearing a Marshall shirt whilst playing for a Vox, but it's just what I wore today, okay? Yeah, hope it's been of some use. Hope it's been of some entertainment. Thanks for watching. If you've made it this far, then, well done, first of all. And secondly, hit the like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I said it at the beginning of the video, but, you know, it'll motivate me to do some more videos. It is a bit naff looking at your subscriber count and it's sitting on 1. But I've been getting views, which I'm happy with, and some likes. So thanks for anyone that's watched a few of my videos. It's really appreciated. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.